Well, there we go, from high above in the Canadiens Arena. I'm Tyson Dolynny tonight, bringing you Game 7 of this best-of-7 Battle of Lakeland first round NEAJBHL playoff series. We're about 3 minutes and 24 seconds to go before the boys hit the ice. Both the St. Paul Canadiens and Cold Lake Ice have 3 games apiece in this series. Game 7, winner takes it all, whether it be in overtime like we've seen already 3 times this series, or in regulation like we've seen 3 times this series. We'll find out tonight here at the Clancy. It's been my pleasure to bring it to you all series long, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. With that, we'll turn it on to the ice and we'll see how tonight goes. That looks prime to me, 2:31 to go. It's the calm before the storm. Not quite enough people in the building yet to get that sense of if it's going to be pins and needles from the start, but I think we said it best in Game 5, Brendan and I, when about 1-0, and then suddenly it was 1-1 and everyone was just sitting. You could feel it. Everyone was sitting on a very uncomfortable chair on both sides. And then you have the Game 6, tied 2-2 going into the 3rd period. You could feel something was coming, whether it be Game 7 or an overtime where the St. Paul Canadiens might take it. It was something the referees skate out onto the ice. And, well, you know what, that feeling was Game 7. So tonight at the Canadiens Arena, about 2 minutes from now, we get that Game 7. You see a couple of the Cold Lake Ice players just in that doorway to the left on the screen. The boys for the Cold Lake Ice held off the improbable and made the impossible happen in the overtime to bring it to Game 7. The St. Paul Canadiens, well, shocked 3 times in overtime by the Cold Lake Ice. 2 overtime goals kind of just found the back of the net. Evan Feehan in Game 2. Just half claps it, beats Devin Allen. Then you have in Game 5, it's Jake Bartman with the point shot. It gets redirected in front, goes top corner, and beats Devin Allen for another overtime victory. And again tonight here at the Canadiens Arena, Devin Allen will be starting in net for the St. Paul Canadiens. By all indications, it's Nelson Sheeler in net for the Cold Lake Ice, once again for the 7th time starting this series against the St. Paul Canadiens. The Canadiens, well, like I mentioned, Cold Lake's done it 3 times in overtime this series. That is beyond something I've seen in these playoffs. Here come the Cold Lake Ice. That's their fans making the noise. And you know what? I will try my best to say something intelligent when the St. Paul Canadiens come out, but all you'll hear is horn noise and crowd noise, and I'll let them carry you as here come the St. Paul Canadiens. The seconds tick down, and we get set for Game 7. I don't think I've ever been more nervous for a game in my life, that's for sure. There used to be some great battles back in the day when I was younger between the Cold Lake Ice and St. Paul, or Cold Lake Ice and Wainwright Bisons. That's who the Cold Lake Ice will face if they can get this done tonight here at Clancy. If not, and the St. Paul Canadiens take the Game 7 victory, it will be St. Paul going to face Killam in the 2nd round. We line up for Canada. Both teams, that is. I as well turn towards the flag here in the Clancy to the north side of the arena and wait down the announcement as I step aside.
Could all rise for playing the national anthem, please?
And with that, it is time for Game 7, the Clancy Richard Arena. St. Paul, Cold Lake, best of 7, comes down to Game 7. Series tied 3-3 apiece, obviously. 3 overtime victories in favor of the Cold Lake Ice, 3 regulation victories in favor of the St. Paul Canadiens. Devin Allen, Nelson Sheeler in net for their respective teams. Allen rocking the red sweater in the crease for the St. Paul Canadiens. In the white and blue trim, it will be Nelson Sheeler for the Cold Lake Ice. Referees converge on center ice. The whistle's blown. It's the Burak-Bendel Wood line against Jean-Guy Beauvert, Ray Howitt, and Shane Whitney up front. Faceoffs pushed ahead by the Cold Lake Ice. Braden Burak wins it back to Alex Savage. Savage got some time playing up forward last night, and we'll see if that continues again tonight. He's on the back end to start. Nelson Sheeler, easy, makes the save. And the St. Paul Canadiens have 1 shot on net in the first 13 seconds. They have had a problem in the past few games getting the shot advantage in the first period. Of course, you've got to remember back to Game 5, where the Canadiens were heavily outshot, and then again in Game 6, the same script followed in that first period. St. Paul loses this face-off, and it's back to Jake Bartman. Bartman will be taken out along the wall against Ori Wood. Wood seems to really have his legs underneath him and his upper body as well. It's back. That's played there by Austin Power. It'll go into the corner where, you know, we have no clue what's happening, but it's played ahead to Bray Howard, who gets it into the center of the ice. Fans on it, actually. And it's up to Jean-Guy Beauvert. Jean-Guy goes up to Jake Bartman, who fires another shot right into the pads of Devin Allen. So right off the bat, we've got 2 shots, 1 apiece. Hot start for both teams going up and down the ice. It's Game 7 after all. Devin Cardinal Jackson out there again for the St. Paul Canadiens. He was a bit of a difference maker last night. Really just having a new body on the back end really seemed to spark the Canadiens throughout the game. Shot on net by Bevo, bounced in front, Feehan off the pads once again of Devin Allen. Allen directing traffic, he'll go and get Jared Mallow out of the zone. Tyrell Bork turns it over. It's briefly in the neutral zone before Donovan Bevo carries it back into his own zone. The ice turning back the other way. The puck will go up to Donovan Bevo, who skates in. He's got Feehan and Buckto on his wings. He'll go get taken off the puck. Buckto backhand scores! Top shelf on Devin Allen. We have a 1-0 game right off the bat. Cold Lake Ice strike first, 18:50 to go, so a minute 10 into this first period. The Ice have 4 shots, and they beat Devin Allen. Hey, I've said it all series for the last at least 3 games. That Buckto, Bevo, and Feehan line looks dangerous. They get another one yet again tonight. And who's right back out to take that face off? Well, it's them. They're against Cameron Potter, Kyle Crawford, and Sean Green. This line, well, for the Canadiens, they've been effective the last 2 as well. Kyle Crawford being snake bitten for the last about 7 games of the regular season, then also in the playoffs. Now has 2 goals in 2 games. Shot fired by Noah Cook. He turns it over at the blue line. And Cameron Potter's on it. Sean Green can't keep it in the neutral zone. It's down the ice. That's Cole McIsaac. McIsaac will play it up. And Sean Green will fire it across. One thing I got to make mention of is how much these guys are battling through. A 7-game series to open your playoff rounds is never an easy task. Boys are banged up. Hey, it's cold and flu season. Guys battling through the sniffles, battling through some flus on both sides of the puck. And you know what? It's been insane to watch these guys do battles through 6 games. The Cold Lake Ice lead the best of 7, Game 7. 1-0 as it is. Puck played down, and that's Jonah Henderson. Henderson on the away jerseys has numbers on his arms. Pardon me. Sean Green will play it up. And Cameron Potter will chip down the ice. Cole Greenwood. Well, he was going to leave it there for Nelson Sheeler. Gets taken out by Cameron Potter, who tried to redirect it in front. Puck didn't work for him. And the Cold Lake Ice look to take it beyond their own net. Brandon Brockhoff, who we had on the broadcast last night, is back in tonight after, well, sitting down last night. Canadiens controlling the zone. Bailey Lonsberry, the clapper from the point, blocked in front by Stephen Kufflick. Penalty upcoming to the Cold Lake Ice. We'll have the whistle, and we'll see who it's going against. Looks like it'll be probably against number 16, Cole Greenwood. He's skating, yeah, he'll go to the box. Right there, the St. Paul Canadiens get Burak, Bendel, and Wood out to try and turn their fortunes around in this early going. They've got the power play to get it even. Cold Lake Ice work it on, and it's Bryce Schultheis on the penalty kill in the offensive zone. He'll fire a shot off the skates of Bailey Lonsberry. Lonsberry will go back and give battle against Bryce Schultheis. It'll be played back, and Jean-Guy Beauvert keeps it along the wall. Bendel up to Burak. Burak goes back, down and around, and Asta Savage will pick it up behind his own net.
2 minutes for warning.
So Asta Savage starts out as it's a boarding minor to Cole Greenwood. Bailey Lonsberry carries it in for the Canadiens. He'll rifle it across off the boards on the stick of Zach Bendel, who goes right to his partner, Alex Asta Savage. Asta Savage plays down to Bendel. Bendel's going to fire a shot. It hits a stick and does not take the deflection the Canadiens are hoping for. Bailey Lonsberry into the corner, near side. He'll fire the shot in front, looking for the tip, or he would. Unable to get it down. It's onto the stick of Bendel, who goes back to Asta Savage. Asta Savage fires the shot off the post. It's a scramble in front, and it's on Jean-Guy Beauvert's stick. He'll fire it down on the penalty kill. 59 seconds to go in the penalty to Cole Greenwood. 16:22 to go in this first period. As the Canadiens set the attack. It's Burak. He'll take out Bray Howitt, but the puck came off his stick, and he plays it back to the point. It's Asta Savage across to Mallow now. Mallow fires it. It's the net, but it bounces almost right on to Tyrell Bork's stick. Asta Savage looking, fires it down, looks for the tip. Score! Braden Burak gets it down. He's got two. And Braden Burak gets the evening marker on the power play for the St. Paul Canadiens, as I'm directing traffic up here in the broadcast booth tonight. 15:57 to go in this first period. We got 2 goals already. Gagne against Schultheis, and the Canadiens have evened it. Puck played right straight on to Nelson Schiller, who jammed it off onto the stick, and Noah Cook now playing, I don't even know how many games in this series. He's been in since game 3 at least. I can't remember all the way back to game 2 at this point. Aaron Gagne will come into the zone. He loses it for a brief second, picks it up near the blue line. He'll fire it down, and he's got a man in Devin Cardinal Jackson, who jammed it up again. So it looks like Cardinal Jackson's going to play a little bit of forward tonight, maybe the Alex Savage of last game for the St. Paul Canadiens. And it may have come out of play into the Cold Lake Ice bench. Actually, hold on, never mind. It's going to be Aaron Gagne taking a penalty for the St. Paul Canadiens. So, a power play goal for the Canadiens. The Ice look to match here with a 2-minute minor to Aaron Gagne at 15:27 of the first period. 1-1 the score between the Canadiens and the Ice. The Ice power play, I said it in game 5, if they got a marker, they would blow the series open, and well, they have been able to take 2 straight on the strengths of getting a couple of power play markers. Here's Bryce Schultheis picking it up. He'll go across, look for the tip in front. Almost had it inadvertently, and it's played out by the Canadiens up the ice and in, actually not too far, onto the stick of Jake Bartman, who keeps it in briefly, and now it's all the way down the ice into the zone. That's where Austin Power will pick it up. And I'm just going to take a second to think this power play goal over for Braden Burak. As Savage gets the lone assist on the Burak tally. Puck played to the point. Here's Jake Bartman. He'll go across to Jonah Henderson. Back to Bartman. Back to Henderson. They're kind of playing that Bendel Savage pitch and catch. Nice tip in front by Stephen Kuflick. Devin Allen sharp there. Now a one-timer from Jake Bartman. That one was doomed off the start. There was too many sticks in the lane, and it stopped it pretty dead. Puck played up. Zach Bendel goes up to Braden Burak. And now it's into the zone for the Cold Lake Ice, who have 48 seconds to work in this power play. Colton Buckner plays it down. Jonah Henderson can't get it done. Austin Power will go around the point, pick it up there, and give it to Denny Cantel off a stick. Puck played down and rimmed around by Bailey Lonsberry. Can't be kept in. 26 seconds go in this power play for the Cold Lake Ice. The penalty to Aaron Gagne. the minor. As it'll go across to Donovan Bebo, he'll pick it up. It's Buckta, Feehan, and Bebo out there. They've got the Cold Lake goal so far. Down to Noah Cook, now the young affiliate down in the low near side corner. He'll work out into the front of the net. Nice cut by the kid. Can't get it done. St. Paul starts back the other way, 3-on-2. It's hold onto the stick of Aaron Gagne, just over the box. Puck played on net, easy save for Nelson Schiller. Wraparound attempt. Gagne couldn't get it through. Now onto the stick of Savage, fires it wide. Puck into that corner, I can't see. Pardon me if I miss anything on it. So the camera might have a little bit better review as Buckta plays it up to Feehan, who are still out there after that power play. Partial line change, Shane Whitney gets onto the ice. Buckta couldn't cut it off. Now it's Ori Wood for the St. Paul Canadiens. He'll fire it out, and it's onto the stick of Brandon Brockhoff, the big hulking defenseman for the Cold Lake Ice. Tip in on the stick of Colton Buckta. It avoids icing, and the St. Paul Canadiens turn back. As Savage content to get it back into the small neutral zone here in St. Paul. It's played across, and now Bray Howard will pick it up. He'll go right up Jean-Guy Beauvert, and it will be an icing. It just barely missed the stick of Jean-Guy Beauvert. We'll have a face-off all the way back in the Cold Lake Ice zone. 12:34 to go in this first period. 5-4, the shots on goal favor the Cold Lake Ice. Both goals actually really beautiful. A beautiful tip by Braden Bierak in front gets the game even, and then the opening goal was a nice backhand roof job by Colton Buckta. So the goalie's getting beat on some nice little plays. Can't fault them there. 12:22 to go as the play is in the Cold Lake Ice zone. It's worked out, and Shane Whitney will lob it up, and now it's a chance for Bray Howard. Shoots off the crossbar. Pardon me. What a chance now. In front still, the puck deflected on Devin Allen. Everybody falling down in front of the net. That one, I think, had to be a crazy chance. I gotta watch this. Wow. It just stayed there. It was like it was glued to the crossbar for a second or two. And then all of a sudden it was out, and it was a mad scramble to get it back to the point for the Cold Lake Ice for the one-timer. What a chance. As we've seen all series long in this Battle of Lakeland, both ways. Ethan Larocque goes down to Curtis Gullickson. Gullickson's earned himself another game in the lineup after a strong performance in Game 6. Other than a bad penalty, really did a fantastic job for his first time in a while. Played down, Jake Bartman will go and leave it there for Tyrell Bork. Aaron Gagne gets dumped. Now boarded from behind was Bryce Schulteis, but the St. Paul Canadiens keep the pressure on. And it's out in the neutral. Ethan Larocque will pick it up. He'll go for a little bit of a skate. He'll get cut off by Bailey Lonsberry, a very experienced defenseman now in the NEAJBHL for the St. Paul Canadiens. As out center and Bailey Lonsberry, how about that? The individual effort almost gets right through two Cold Lake Ice defenders and just took a last second spill. Tyrell Bork fires it in and then gets clipped. I don't know if he lost an edge or clipped himself down against the Cold Lake player, not too sure. Noah Cook starts out for the Cold Lake Ice. No color commentary tonight on the stream from the Brandon, unfortunately. I'm not sure, didn't hear either way, and I guess I'm solo efforting it tonight here in Game 7 at the Clarence Richard Arena. Danny Cantel and Ethan Larocque give battle in the near side corner against the St. Paul forecheck. Nelson Schiller anticipating the puck coming out in front. There it is. Ori Wood backhand off of Schiller. Now another chance to get in front for the St. Paul Canadiens. Nothing really going on as it will be played out in the neutral zone. Cole McIsaac plays it down and in. McIsaac, one of the guys very fatigued by this series. Looked like he could use a nap pregame, but he's come to play this game. Puck played across. Cut off by Cold Lake Ice defender. Now it's back to Nick Clausen, who fires it, looking for that tip. The Canadiens have really done a good job this game early, looking for that tip play. That is for sure. Shot on net. There's a chance, and bouncing along around the side of the net on Devin Allen. He's able to hold steady, and it's going to go out in, Scott Thackeray keeps it going. Every chance, I think, is going out of the zone. The Cold Lake Ice and St. Paul Canadiens have been able to battle out one more effort and keep it going. Six to 5, the shots on goal favor the Cold Lake Ice. 9:59 to go in this first period. Immediate timeout, unlike in Cold Lake, will probably come at about 8 anywhere between the 8 to 6 minute mark of this first period. We'll find out. Puck played back, Ori Wood. He'll go and flip it. And it gets past Brandon Brockhoff, who just is content to slow the pace of play by allowing Zach Bendel to chase him. Cold Lake Ice turned it over onto the stick of Bendel. Bendel, oh, what a glove save by the captain, Colton Buckta, ensuring that one missed Nelson Sheeler's net. Now the puck is controlled by the Cold Lake Ice. They fire it up. It's Feehan. This line, again, once again, just doing all they've done this series in the late half. Alex Savage turns around Feehan and he'll go for a skate. It's, well, quite a off attack. Everybody even in numbers and getting the chance, St. Paul Canadiens. As everyone is spread wide, and all right, here we go, let's go for a skate. It's Maloa against Bebo. Bebo's going to cut in, get tripped, and Feehan will back it and roof it again on Allen. 2-1 for the Cold Lake Ice on their 7th shot of the night. That's this series, folks. How about that? The Buckta, Bebo, and Feehan line have 2 tonight. The top line for the St. Paul Canadiens have 1. I feel like it's last match between the 6 of those forwards to see who wins this game. I don't know, it could be a depth guy. I may stand corrected later on that statement. I love standing corrected because that means it's hockey, and after all, hockey is the most unpredictable sport I have watched growing up in my adult life and throughout life. Ray Howitt gives a rough rub against Bailey Lonsberry. He'll be up and played down by Devin Cardinal Jackson. Tyrell Bork, the backhander, easy glove save for Nelson Sheeler. So it's Buckta and Greenwood that draw the assists for the Cold Lake Ice on the Feehan goal. Now that's a huge assist for Cole Greenwood, who, well, you know what Cole Greenwood's penalty cost the Cold Lake Ice. It was a 1-1 tally, so 8:32 to go. We have the media timeout. If you haven't checked me out on Twitter, at Tyson Dolynny, I'll do myself a shameless plug there. What you want to make sure is you check out my latest tweet. Give some love to the Cold Lake, or the St. Paul Canadiens fan. It's been a long series. I'm getting my teams messed up now. The St. Paul Canadiens fan that brought me a water bottle pre-game, making sure I stay hydrated for what's already been an insane Game 7. You know, I was saying a second ago, the shots favor the Cold Lake Ice. Now, the St. Paul Canadiens hold the 8-7 edge. 2-1, the Ice lead. Well, let's get back to it. The face-off to the left of Nelson Sheeler. See, the camera falls asleep during the media time, so we know how it goes. As the puck played back, and it's going to be out by Shane Whitney, who will dump it in against Bailey Lonsberry. Man, Lonsberry has seen a lot of ice time in this early going of this first period. But that's the nice thing about the blue line depth that the St. Paul Canadiens have all of a sudden in this playoff round. Nick Clausen healthy, and then you've got Devin Cardinal Jackson on the back end as well. And you got, I mean, men who can log the minutes in Aston Savage and Lonsberry. Mallow as well back there. Tanner Carr playing in the lineup. It is a good go on the back end for the St. Paul Canadiens of late. Bailey Lonsberry, the long distance clapper. That's not going to fool Nelson Sheeler. And we got a face off to Sheeler's left once again. So 7:56 to go in this first period. It doesn't matter. The series, it's all come down to one game. Whoever wins it moves on. The problem is, there's no sure opponent depending on who moves on, because here's the shot from Ori Wood off the face-off, and it's handled easily by Nelson Sheeler. Once again, Ori Wood really getting some great open ice to shoot on Sheeler this series. Anyway, as I was saying about the playoff matchups for next round, if St. Paul advances, they will take on Killam. If Wayne, see, I already gave it away. If Cold Lake advances, they take on number 1, Wainwright. So some tough competition for either team. Whoever comes out of the 3-6, I said it at the start of the series, will have the toughest road ahead of them. Because you got to figure, it's going to be a battle. It's the top, 3 out of the top 4 teams have advanced so far, that being Frog Lake in number 4, Killam in number 2, and Wainwright in number 1. So now it's a matter of will it be the 3rd or 6th team in this series advancing on. Right now the Cold Lake Ice hold the 2-1 lead. They're in on the forecheck. Jonah Henderson beats Bailey Lonsberry to the puck, but Lonsberry tough on the puck, able to get it out to the other corner where Ash Savage will pick it up. As Savage looks for a chance, he gets it out right onto the stick of Denny Cantel, fires it in. Devin Allen sees it goes right between his wickets in reverse. And it's a save unconventionally by the goaltender of the St. Paul Canadiens. So let's keep it going. 7:04 to go in this first period. I have 4 water bottles up here tonight by some miracle. This is good. Only had 1 to go last night. So we're off to a hot start. As Nick Clausen looks to jam it, and he lost the puck. It was jammed away by Ethan the Rock in front. No real harm there. It was paddle down, pad down for Devin Allen. Allen, who has been rattled twice in this series on overtime winners. Just not really fluke goals, but goals that took a bad bounce on him. He was in the right position to make the original save if the original shot came in. A tip or a weaker shot than he was expecting. That resulted in 2 overtime losses in this series for Devin Allen through 2 games here at the Clancy. Curtis Gullickson will take the half clap, blocked by Jared Mallow right off the skate, and Mallow looks no worse for wear. That's gutting it out, that is for sure. Crawford against Ethan LaRock. LaRock gives it right to, it's back on LaRock's stick, down, oh man, Devin Allen down and out, gets it done. That's a save on the Cold Lake Ice's 8th or 9th shot of the game. And Devin Allen, he's given up 2, but he has been dang sharp so far. 2-1 for the Cold Lake Ice. Feels like it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon for some reason. It's an odd feeling here at the Clancy today, but it's a 5 o'clock game time start. We're sitting at 5:24, almost a bit of the way through the first period. As Tyrell Bork gloves it down to Cole McIsaac. And it's up. Cardinal Jackson will play it onto the stick, just out of the reach of Aaron Gagne. Back onto Henderson's stick for the Cold Lake Ice. Maybe a turnover at the blue line. No, instead it's going to be up to Stephen Kufflick. Kufflick will turn it around and get to Scott Thackeray. It's lost in a bunch of skates, but Thackeray forces it back. Henderson dumps it back in behind the net, and Kufflick there. Kufflick's had a couple of good chances right in front of the Canadiens' net and has capitalized on them once this series. And Pluck played around, and when I say once here, pardon me. As it's down the ice to Cardinal Jackson for the St. Paul Canadiens. He's right onto the stick of Jake Bartman. Bartman battling along, looking to get it out, and it will stay off a skate of Braden Burak for a moment. Asta Savage carries it back into the St. Paul Canadiens. Jake Bartman battles him out. You don't often see Asta Savage being battled that hard down to the ground, but Bartman giving it his all in this first opening period of Game 7. Puck played around, and it's down the ice for the Cold Lake Ice as Scott Thackeray. They need a line change. They'll go off. It's Bork, Bendel, and Burak out there for the Canadiens. Really, anyone on that second line can play on the same line with the Canadiens, Burak and Bendel. Oh, weird. I don't think Nelson Sheeler really knew where that puck was until it was right on him, and he had to throw down that paddle to make the save. 4:31 to go. 2-1 the score for the Cold Lake Ice. 11-9 the shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens. Well, I mentioned it off the top of the broadcast, the St. Paul Canadiens needed to figure out how not to get outshot in the first period. They've done that. They're out shooting the Cold Lake Ice. Puck played up and out of play. And with 4:14 to go, you see it on the scoreboard there. It's a 2-1 Cold Lake Ice lead in period number 1 of the Battle of the Lakeland. Game 7, if I might add. Face off, it's Burak. He wins it back to Bendel. Pardon us, the camera fell asleep for a brief moment. And we're out into the St. Paul Canadiens end. Jared Mallow fires it up. It's Zach Bendel who will go across to Burak. Leaves it there for Rory Wood. So Rory Wood back out there on the top line. And it's played across. Back to the point. Nick Clausen keeps it in. Burak to Orywood, fires it. Bendel at hands, can't jam it home. Canadiens have two clear cracks, one from the side of the net, one right in the slot, and again can't solve Nelson Sheeler, who's now stopped 12 shots in this first period. Bailey Lonsberry fires it down. It's to Denny Cantel. Denny Cantel will look around, and now two Canadiens on the Cold Lake Ice defender. It's back to Cantel. Cantel thought about it for a second, maybe too long, and Zach Bendel was able to give him a hard time behind the net. It's played up. Noah Cook looking to stay back a second, and there's Jean-Guy Beauvert offside. The call at the Canadiens' blue line. So how about this? We're having a good go. .3:16 to go in this first period. The face-off won. Tanner Carr digs it back to his defenseman, Asta Savage. Tanner Carr, regularly a defenseman for the Canadiens as well, but due to the way the lineup has had to shift for the St. Paul Canadiens, he's up front tonight. He's been up front a couple of games already this series. Cut back by Bray Howard. He gets taken out by Sean Green. Guys get tied up going to the corner, and Tanner Carr chips around back behind Devin Allen. Played out in front, and Allen sees it bobble, and man, Allen able to skirt himself over to the puck just in time. And Bray Howard was dumped there hard. We'll see if he's any worse for wear as this game goes along. Shaking his hand. Penalty coming to Cole Greenwood once again. Oh, pardon me, Cole McIsaac. Too many Coles wearing number 16 for both teams tonight. Cole McIsaac goes to the box for the St. Paul Canadiens after that scramble. With 2:46 to go, the Cold Lake Ice power play gets another chance to shine. And we're going to see what Jonah Henderson can do against his opponent. A very good face-off man. Aaron Garnier wins it back for the Canadiens. Fired up there by Alex Savage. Looked like it might have hit the Cold Lake Ice bench. Just the dasher board just passed. As Nelson Sheeler out to play it. Aaron Garnier, if he could have cut that off, might have had a chance at the wide open cage. Shot played across, and it's up to Orywood. Orywood's got everybody caught, but had to circle and that cost him the chance.
2 minutes for holding.
Kaiser gets a 2-minute holding minor. We're 1:30 left in it. Puck played off by Alex Savage on what was a little bit of a stretch pass, blue line to blue line. Burak will cut it in for the Canadiens. They have a lot of shorthanded markers this year. And I was talking to a couple, well actually, Canadiens president, Lisa Davies, pregame, and she said, hey, you know what, the Cold Lake Ice power play might be clicking, but we're a pretty good shorthanded team up front offensively. So it's the Battle of Lakeland, and I've seen it before, I'll see it again, and who knows what we'll see tonight in Game 7. A minute left to go in the penalty to Cole McIsaac, as the Cold Lake Ice really can't seem to set up an attack in the St. Paul Canadiens zone. Bendel and Burak doing an excellent job checking for the St. Paul Canadiens. Puck played up. Evan Feehan, it's out of his reach, and it's an immediate icing. So right there, I appreciate you guys' comments on the stream. We're proud to bring it to you live on Dolynny TV tonight. The Battle of Lakeland, game number 7. Series obviously tied 3-3 apiece. And hey, one of these teams is going home. One of them is going on to the second round. We'll find out. The Cold Lake Ice hold the lead, but that does not mean anything after last night. Donovan Bebo, Bukta, and Feehan out there. Noah Cook tries to pinch, and Crawford may have been able to catch him a little bit, but Cook recovers. Burak now with the puck, and it's out of the zone. Clausen will have fired in right on Sheeler, who had a little shovel pass right onto the stick of Denny Cantel, who gives it up to Noah Cook. Cook sees it off the boards and gets it right to Donovan Bebo. The ice in flight here. Tyrell Burke, the strong back check, picks it off the skates, and it's Kyle Crawford going for it. Desperation stop by Denny Cantel, diving there. Puck played up to Feehan. Feehan's got Bebo at the near side blue line. Offside, they're going to call it. So that's going to be a face-off back outside of the Cold Lake Ice zone due to it being a, well, what might have been a 3-line pass if I get a better look at it. So we'll call it offside. And it'll be Aaron Gagne against Jean-Guy Beauvert. Two smaller guys who love to get greasy in the face-off dot. Scrambled off to the side as you would expect from those two, and the Cold Lake Ice have to dump it in as Jean-Guy Beauvert was offside. Tyrell Bork fires it across to Devin Cardinal Jackson, who's seen time on this second line now for the St. Paul Canadiens. Cardinal Jackson, he wasn't a score sheet impactor for the Canadiens last night, but he did make a difference out there having him there. Canadiens jam side of the net, couldn't get it going. Nelson Sheeler, I don't think he knew where it was, just threw up the paddle, got it done. Canadiens keep the pressure in. 13 seconds to go in this first period in Game 7. Here's Cardinal Jackson firing a shot on net, steered away by Sheeler. 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's a 2-1 Cold Lake Ice lead after the first period of play in St. Paul in Game 7. 14-9, the shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens. I'm Tyson Olney, joining you live on this live stream. We'll see if we have anyone in the intermission for an interview. Of course, you're watching Dolynny TV. It's the Battle of Lakeland. We will catch you in about 15 minutes time. Well, shall we get back to it? It's 2:35 to go before the boys hit the ice for period number 2 here at the Clancy Richard Arena in St. Paul. And we're getting the eyeballs. I love it. Sorry, boys. Let's go through. 2-1, the Cold Lake Ice lead here with, well, as I said, 2:17 to go before we get back to action at the Clancy Richard Arena. It's been a period that once again saw the two lines that have gone at it all series long get the job done for their respective teams. The Buckta, Feehan, Beaver line has 2 goals tonight. Feehan and Buckta with the markers, both backhand roof jobs. Well, then you got on the other side, Braden Birak for the 2nd goal in a row for the Canadiens and 2nd goal in a row for himself, banging it home at the side of the net on a tip, deflection, whatever you want to call it. The last one was batted out of midair, but might as well be the same thing the way things are going. 1:35 to go. Here we go. Take a sip of water. Yeah, that sounds good to me. As there's a lot of kids crowding. I don't know if you can see just in that, just to the right of middle near the St. Paul Canadiens tunnel entrance. They're all hanging out, waiting for the high fist bumps, high fives, whatever the players want to give them. And I'm sure a lot of kids' nights will be made tonight, and of course memories shall be made tonight at the Clancy Richard Arena for kids ranging from maybe 3-4 years old to kids 18, 19, 21, parents, grandparents. It's going to be a memorable night. So far, a memorable first period. And now the Cold Lake Ice out to skate it into the far side zone now. If you haven't already, make sure to share the live stream on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever social media platform you use that you have friends that need to be watching this live stream, make sure to share it with them there. You are watching the Battle of Lakeland on Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson Dolynny, joining you alongside for the play-by-play. No color commentary tonight. That's all right. I'll do my best not to get too out of hand doing it all by myself. And, well, time expires. And the St. Paul Canadiens, as per normal, aren't quite out of the tunnel yet. We'll take a second and step aside as I just need one last thing. And I missed a little bit, but not enough to make an impact, as here we go, 20 minutes on the board. We are ready for period number 2 at the Clancy Richard Arena, Game 7. Realistically, it could be Game 1, because all that matters, one team wins this game. It is all over tonight in this Battle of Lakeland Best of 7 series. So shall we do it? Jean-Guy Boisvert against Braden Birak. The two best face-off men on the team. Scramble draw, and Bendel takes it forward for the St. Paul Canadiens. As Nelson Schiller makes the save. Camera missed the play, but that's okay. We're just trying to get right back into the groove now. Brockhoff and Ori Wood mixing it up. Brockhoff getting, actually, pardon me, that's Bray Howitt. Hey, when you have a hold of the first number and all I see is a 4 and it's a big guy and I don't see the face, I'm thinking Brockhoff on the back end, not deep in the zone. As the camera falls asleep, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties to start this second period like we did the first period in Cold Lake last night. Shot from the slot, it's Ori Wood blocked again. It's up, back played. Jake Bartman takes a high stick from Braden Birak, and right there the Cold Lake Ice will head to the power play. Now the question is, did it draw blood on Bartman? It doesn't look like he's bleeding. Looks like it was just a nice little whack to the forehead. We'll find out as Birak goes to the box. And we await. It's a 2-minute minor. 15-9, the shots on goal favor the St. Paul Canadiens. The Cold Lake Ice get a chance to even it up here on the power play. As can't really even see if the face-off draw was won, but it's up on a play in the players' penalty box where that's sitting Braden Burak. That's one of the crazier deflections I've seen at the Clancy. It comes out of play, goes straight up, hits the stanchion, comes straight down, almost domes Braden Burak in the penalty box. So let's retry this face-off draw. Back, Denny Cantel with the wrist shot, tip, and wide of the net. Feehan, Buckton, and Bevo out there. Bevo staying along the near side wall, looking to set up an attack for the Cold Lake Ice. It goes around, and Feehan attempts to get it done. I'm feeling things on my back leg. And Devin Allen sees the goal to play, so we'll have a face-off. Allen's left or right for the third time already in 22 seconds. Feehan goes to the point. Yeah, he's actually going to go off. And Jean-Guy Boisvert replaced him on the power play. Clapper from the point, Denny Cantel missed on the far side. Puck back to the point and played out. It is Zach Bendel. Bendel will fire a shot off of Nelson Sheeler's blocker on the short-handed opportunity. Jean-Guy Boisvert now just trying to get it out of his own zone. There's Noah Cook on the power play for the Cold Lake Ice. He'll work it down and into the Canadian zone, dish off to Bukta. Bukta's looking back to the point, and it's Donovan Bevo, who now has Noah Cook down low and Colton Bukta in front of the net. The cross fanned on it by Jean-Guy Boisvert, had the one-timer back door open. Back at the point, Noah Cook will play it down. Jean-Guy Boisvert fires that shot, again bobbles off his stick and wide. Denny Cantel looking for it, gets it down, and it will go in the middle of the ice. Aaron Gagne chips it up. There's it, Colton Bukta to cut it off. Puck played out, and Nasa Savage trying to battle for it against Noah Cook. He cuts him off. Puck played by the St. Paul Canadiens at their own blue line, will be flipped in and onto the stick of Denny Cantel. Cantel will, well, he's gonna just play it out. 28 seconds to go in this Cold Lake Ice power play. The penalty to Braden Burak of the St. Paul Canadiens. There's Scott Thackeray. He'll go down, back into his own zone, getting chased by Kyle Crawford. You know what, Crawford, he's been effective. He's scored some goals this series in back-to-back games, so getting some penalty kill time to maybe generate a little bit of offense isn't the worst idea for the kid. Henderson and Thackeray collided, Thackeray and Wood in the defensive zone, and Thackeray will take a penalty with 3 seconds to go. So for head coach Scott Hood, he sees the power play do nothing and then generate a penalty against. But Thackeray interferes with Ori Wood, and we'll have a face-off to the right of Nelson Sheeler. 4-on-4 for 3. Count it 3 seconds. Then Braden Burak will jump into the play and get out there on the power play with Zach Bendel and Cardinal Jackson. It's up, and there it is to Alex Savage. Burak into the play. 1:54 to go in the power play for the St. Paul Canadiens. Burak out there now with Bendel, Savage, and it's shot from the point, tipped in front, and it's a goal for the St. Paul Canadiens on the power play. 2-2, we are continuing on. Let's go, 17:30 to go in this second period, and we have a deadlock game once again. Whew. Okay. I was mid-breath when the shot got fired and wasn't able to react quick enough with no air in my lungs to give it a good call. But hey, either way, it's tied 2-2 on St. Paul's 17th shot of the night on the power play. So the power play is very much so involved tonight. Special teams, well, on one hand, letting teams down, on the other hand, giving them the upper hand. So the Cold Lake Ice now look to generate a little bit of an offensive attack. They're getting heavily outshot by a margin of 8, 17-9. 17:08 to go in this second period. We're even at 2-2. Full announcement, it's Alex Savage getting it up. Pardon me, actually, that was a penalty to Scott Thackeray, 2 minutes for interference, but that's how quickly it evolved that we weren't able to get it. Chance on Allen. The Rock crashing now. We've got some pushing and shoving in the corner. And it's the Rock and Clausen giving that a little bit of a shove and go, but it looks like it'll carry off in the corner. Clausen not impressed for the St. Paul Canadiens. Now Tanner Carr talking to his former combatant, Ethan the Rock. All right. We're right back where we started. We're tied. 16:48 to go. The right-hand face-off coming for Devin Allen. Back to the point, Denny Cantel blasts it right into the midsection of Allen, and now we got some pushing and shoving. And everybody's going to meet. It's Feehan stirring it up for the Cold Lake Ice. One water bottle down, let's tally it, see how many he takes tonight. I got 3 more in the broadcast booth with me. Face off to the right of Allen once again. He's had like 7 of those already this period, and we're only not even 4 minutes in. Shot on by Aaron Gagne. Alex Savage gets the goal. So Burak and Bendel. Burak comes out of the box, gets picked up after a good penalty kill. Bendel and Burak get the assist on the Savage shot from the point. Devin Cardinal Jackson looked like he might have gotten a tip down in front. I'm not going to say either way because I'm not sure 100%, but it looked like it is a possibility. Bailey Lonsberry fires it in on, well, a rocket skate walk-in. And Tyrell Bork gets it down, but it's onto the stick of Denny Cantel, who leaves it there for Evan Feehan. Takes a hard, solid check from the hulking Cole McIsaac. Cardinal Jackson plays it across, looking for Aaron Gagne, and that will not draw a call. It's incidental contact in the slot. McIsaac fires the shot. It's tipped in front off of Nelson Schiller, and now the Cold Lake Ice look to start away the other way, but turned back by Bailey Lonsberry. Noah Cook fires it up right onto the stick of Evan Feehan, who goes for a change. The deep pair for the Cold Lake Ice will as well. New fresh skaters out there for the St. Paul Canadiens at the same time. Ori Wood, Zach Bendel, and Braden Burak out there. Defensively, it's the same as it was a few seconds ago. Zach Bendel across. This is right into the slot. Backdoor. What score! 3-2 St. Paul. Nothing Nelson Schiller could do on that one. The attack was perfectly set. And the St. Paul Canadiens get the 3-2 lead on their 20th shot of the night. So how do you figure? Down 2 goals, all of a sudden you come back and you lead by a goal. We saw that last night. Don't mistake yourself there. Now, hit into the boards. Cole Greenwood doing his back-checking duties on this. Set up in front. Burak walked in front. Brokov gives him a whack and don't part ways. Pass to Savage, moves it in, backhander, misses Schiller. Ori Wood goes in front and nets off. Okay. I wasn't sure what had happened, but then all of a sudden the net was at some funny angle and you had to know it was off. 15:07 to go. Things have turned in this second period. 3-2, the St. Paul Canadiens lead. They were down 2-1 entering the second, and now they lead 3-2. On an Ori Wood tip-in. Ori Wood's been absolutely phenomenal the last 3 games, 4 games if you might, for the St. Paul Canadiens. Puck played into the St. Paul Canadian zone. It's Bryce Schultheis and Kyle Crawford giving chase, and now Peter Blomberg the other way. He gets taken out, and it'll be on to Nelson Schiller, who covers it up. Joe Young yelling for a penalty on the trip against Peter Blomberg. He won't get it. We'll have a face-off with 14:49 to go. Both lines will change. We'll just see a deep pair change for the Cold Lake Ice. Now, what I have to say, one deep pair that's had a good night, but a very quiet night, is Jake Bartman and Austin Power. Power's yet to rock a guy who, in a normal Cold Lake Ice win, he gets that big hit that really changes the pace. And offensively, the other side of that deep pair, Jake Bartman normally firing in the shots from the point. It's been Denny Cantel who's played that role tonight. So, if I'm going to pick one thing to change the tides for the Cold Lake Ice, it would be Bartman and Power getting into it. And this second line, which features Devin Cardinal Jackson, Bork, and Aaron Gagne, they need to find the back of the net for the Canadiens if they want to change the tides ever more in their favor. That's my 2 keys to the game right now. 5 minutes into the second period, if you're asking me. Austin Power chips it up. He'll go to Bryce Schultheis. Schultheis battled there, and it's lost to the far side onto the stick of Jake Bartman. Curtis Gullickson tips it down, and the Canadiens controlling their own zone. Bailey Lonsberry trying to fight off the forecheckers. Bartman and Power just watching things. Now Gagne in the middle of the ice. They're trying to set something up, and Gagne is going to turn, and he's got a little bit of speed through neutral off the skate of Evan Feehan. The attack doesn't work for the Canadiens. Cardinal Jackson fires it back into the zone. And back behind his own net, Austin Power picks it up. Feehan across to Bebo, actually, pardon me. I saw Buckta cutting through the middle, but it was knocked down by Bebo instead on the far side wall. He'll get the shot towards the net. Buckta goes for the wraparound, but it way too early came off his stick. Shot on net, freed by Evan Feehan off of the save from Devin Allen, and now the puck, I lost it for a sec, pardon me. It's in that near side wall, and now the Cold Lake Ice control once again, shot by Buckta up off the stick of Devin Allen, out of play. We've got another face-off. 13:21 to go in this second period. The action has been unreal. I think we've seen a lot more shots than we did early on in the first, and it is paying off for both teams. They're getting good chances. Of course, when you want to talk payoff for both teams, the St. Paul Canadiens have been the only ones putting it in the back of the net this period. Ori Wood once again firing just a long-range shot, but it looked effective as it almost bounced the other way. Braden Burak off the poke check, it's on to Zach Bendel's stick. He'll backhand it right into the glove of Nelson Sheeler. Now some pleasantries exchanged between Ori Wood and Cole Greenwood. Both defensemen wearing number 16 for the Cold Lake Ice and St. Paul Canadiens have worn penalty calls this period, or this game, pardon me. Saying that a lot. 7 games in 9 nights will do that to you. I can complain about being tired, but the boys on the ice have a much harder task than I do, and I appreciate every second of what they do, giving me the chance to call them tonight, so I will not complain further until maybe the third period. Cameron Potter in on the attack for the St. Paul Canadiens, fires a shot. Denny Cantel over there to greet him in the corner, poke checks it free. Then the battle ensues, and Denny Cantel, without his stick, just doing anything he can to hold up Tanner Carr. Carr forechecking, and it's turned over to Stephen Kuflick, who has Zach Bendel, Kyle Crawford all over top of him. Noah Cook fires it down, and Jared Mallow retrieves it in the corner for the St. Paul Canadiens. He'll chip it up, and turned over by Jonah Henderson, fires the shot. Easy glove save positionally for Devin Allen. He was in the right place, right time, made that save, shot from the slot. 12:15 to go in the second period. The St. Paul Canadiens lead this game 3-2. I want to remind you, we saw a similar situation in the third period last night. St. Paul led 3-2. Cold Lake came back and cut it to a 4-3 game in their favor. 12:09 remains in the second period. What we see is up to the boys on the ice, not up to me talking about it. Down it goes, Jake Bartman, he'll watch go for an icing. And I'd like to say I appreciate every single one of you tuning in from home who can't be here at the Clancy Richard Arena in St. Paul tonight. It's my pleasure to bring it to you on Dolynny TV live from the Clancy. 12 minutes to go in this second period. Face off, one back, and Bray Howlett will battle for the puck. It's dodged, and Tyrell Bork, looking dangerous there, was able to pickpocket a couple of times. They're not getting through. Jean-Guy breaks, shoots, up over top of the net. A golden chance created by the speed of Jean-Guy Beauvert. He'll dump it in. Bailey Lonsberry finds it right on his stick, moves it out of the zone, and they'll alleviate the pressure. Austin Power stands up Lonsberry, keeps him out of the zone. And that's kind of what you want to see out of Austin Power if you're a Cold Lake Ice fan. Jean-Guy Beauvert up to Shane Whitney. Shane Whitney's had a quiet series, but one goal here for him would be a good enough marker. The ice along that near side wall. Everybody just standing still. There's the whistle. You knew it was coming. Everybody kind of gave up on the play, tied it up, and hey, we'll take a breather. 11:14 to go in this second period. Shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens 24-14, as does the score 3-2. Here's the face-off for the millionth time. I don't even know why I keep saying it, to the right of Devin Allen. Jean-Guy Beauvert lining up, and it's Braden Burak taking the defensive draw for the St. Paul Canadiens. Burak's going to be waved out. Moment of pause there. Ori Wood takes it for the Canadiens. He'll push it forward against Jean-Guy Beauvert. It's a mad scramble. Brandon Brockhoff takes the shot, blasts it in, can't get it done. save by Devin Allen, and now it's back up and out by the St. Paul Canadiens into the neutral zone. Ori Wood fans on it, second chance, gets it down the ice. Now, puck played out of play, and we will have a face-off to the right of Nelson Sheeler now. All right, I'm going to say something a little bit different this time. 10:54 to go in this second period, which has seen the fortunes turn in the favor of the St. Paul Canadiens. They lead 3-2. Alex Savage finds it down to the boards, and it's a straight across pass, but Braden Burak wasn't expecting it. It's back the other way for the Cold Lake Ice. Bray Howitt fires it on, retrieved there by Shane Whitney, looking for the short side tuck, scrambling into the corner. It'll be back out of the zone. Zach Bendel carries it, going against Noah Cook. He dances him. And Zach Bendel sheltered off the puck, plays it in front. Oh, Alex Savage missed an easy tap. It flipped off his stick. He got a piece of it, but not enough. Puck played, and it will be up to Denny Cantel. Cantel in his own zone retreats to Noah Cook. Cold Lake Ice looking to slow things down a little bit. They're going to stretch it out right to Ethan LaRock. LaRock had a couple dangerous chances. Shot fired on by Bray Howitt, who is definitely looking for a change. Puck out of play once again. 10:03 to go. 3-2. St. Paul Canadiens lead. Will approach the media timeout right away. Face off won by the St. Paul Canadiens, but the Cold Lake Ice force it forward. Jake Bartman gives chase for the Cold Lake Ice. Kyle Crawford giving him a little bit of forecheck pressure. Austin Power up the ice to Ethan LaRock. Ethan LaRock, Scott, Curtis Gullickson. And it's down and saved by. All right. There was a lot of whistle, but it's immediate timeout. That's what it was, a hard whistle. 9:44 to go in this second period. The St. Paul Canadiens lead 3-2. Take a breather, sit down, relax. 24-17 now the shots in favor of the St. Paul Canadiens. I'd like to thank all 102 of you watching live on Dolynny TV. That means the world to me tonight here at the Clancy Richard in St. Paul. Game 7. And, well, Game 7 means one of these teams are going home for good. Whether St. Paul literally just has to leave the rink or Cold Lake has to wear it on the bus ride home, we'll find out. Face off now to the right of Devin Allen. He's not even in the net, so we'll hold on an extra second before getting going. Now the puck won by the Cold Lake Ice. It's up to Devin Cardinal Jackson though. He'll chip it on and off Blair Schulteis, claps it in, and Devin Allen, not to be fooled, on another long-range bomb. 103. Watching live in a 3-2 game between the St. Paul Canadiens and Cold Lake Ice. And what a game it's been. Next whistle, I'll update you on who scored the goals for both clubs. Puck out of play, so for the Cold Lake Ice, it's been Colton Buckta and Evan Feehan. For the Canadiens, Alex Savage, Burak, and Ori Wood. So if you want to go by the top units, all the top units have points so far, and Ori Wood, I said it was going to be Burak, Bendel line, and Ori Wood that would have to be the difference makers for the Canadiens, and so far, right now, that's the goal that holds up as the difference maker. Aaron Brockhoff chasing his own zone. Evan Feehan leaves it for Colton Buckta, the captain of the Cold Lake Ice, not wearing a cage tonight after wearing it for several games in the series. Puck comes out to Donovan Bebo. He had way too much momentum going, and now Tyrell Bork's got a chance. He gets stick checked, but kicks it right onto the stick. He'll go back into the slot. Nope, off of Nelson Sheeler, and the save made with 9:01 to go. What's in store the rest of the way home? I'm not sure. You're not sure. That's why you're watching. What I am sure is it's going to be a good treat either way. Jonah Henderson in the face-off with Kufflick and Thackeray on his side. This is the top line for the St. Paul Canadiens. It's down to Zach Bendel, who goes to Ori Wood, but it's on the stick of Thackeray. Kufflick now has Henderson, but Henderson not able to stretch enough to get the puck on his stick and go for a skate with it. It's controlled into the corner. We got no view of it. I can't tell you what's going on. Kufflick just misses it in front. All of a sudden fired into neutral ice, it'll bounce, and that will not be an icing. Denny Quintal back to retrieve it. Goes behind his own net and around. They'll carry it out. Stephen Kuflick fires it in from just past center. As Savage against Henderson, as Savage and Denny Quintal forechecking all the way in the far side corner. Noah Cook covering off for him. Puck played up and out of play. We've had a lot of that this game here at the Clancy for some reason. We didn't see a lot of that all series. Now, I guess sticks whacking, sticks banging, boys banging, trying to get this game in their favor or keep it in their favor. And pucks are going out of play because of it. 25-20, the shots on goal favor the St. Paul Canadiens. 8:16 to go in this second period. Face off, push to the left or right, whatever it is. I'm losing sense of direction, I'm losing sense of time, I'm losing sense of everything. We got a good game brewing in Game 7 in the Battle of Lakeland. Cold Lake looking to get it in front of the net. It's in the corner, I can only assume what's happening. Puck played out and the St. Paul Canadiens cut it off. Alex Savage gets it out. Early up Sean Green. Green looking to push it in. Bartman able to cut it off there. Bartman will cut back and go up to Bray Howitt. Howitt fires it across. Whitney there to meet it. And Whitney will carry it in. It's Howitt, Whitney, and bang, there goes the shot from Austin Power right into the chest of Devin Allen. Another shot on goal this period for the Cold Lake Ice, who started the period with just 9. They have now piled on 12 shots in this one. If you follow the Edmonton Oilers, apparently Maroon is a healthy scratch tonight. He took the warm-up but has been since removed from the ice. Some interesting developments in the NHL land as I try to keep you up to date on that as well. Bailey Lonsberry will rush it up the ice. Jean-Guy Beaubert turns it back. What the interesting development is here is the second period where the Lake Ice have given up their lead and the St. Paul Canadiens scored 2, one on the power play and then another one off the stick of Ori Wood. Cardinal Jackson turns it back, he'll fire it up into the netting. And once again, we have one up on out of play, 7:11 to go in this second period. As a couple of folks I know from Cold Lake would say, finally they're playing some good music. Gierak against Buckton, the face-off. Bendel's the trigger man on the one-timer, should he win it. The win is not in favor of St. Paul. It'll go to Feehan. Feehan takes contact from Bendel, but he's got now Bukta and Bebo up to forecheck. And it's a misplayed puck by Devin Allen, but it stayed right solid enough for, well, Devin Allen to make the save. Allen is a very conventional goalie, right in the right spot at the right time every time. Very much so similar to Nelson Sheeler. Michael Davis, well, he's just, I don't know, the kid floors me when he makes a save every time it seems. And in that, also Matt Henwood for the Cold Lake Ice, solid in this series. All 4 goalies who have seen action have been absolutely brilliant. Can't say enough about the goaltending match and how much of a battle it is on the ice. Puck played, it's Buck looking for it, a call coming up, and it's going against the St. Paul Canadiens. Shot in front, hits a man. Evan Feehan keeps it alive, and now they're going to call it. Feehan's going to mix it up with Cole McIsaac, but now the call comes against Canadiens. And Ori Wood will head to the box with 6:23 to go. Cold Lake Ice power play. They've been heating up. Is this what ties at 3-3? We'll find out. They already have one tonight. All right. 6:23 to go. The rivalry heating up in the chat too. I love it, guys. Keep it civil, but keep it going. Face off at center ice. For some reason, I don't know. I'm just something. But now it's Denny Quintal going to Scott Thackeray. Thackeray gets taken down, but I think he more so tripped on the puck rather than actually falling down because of interference or a tripping minor from the St. Paul Canadiens. Now, Donovan, or pardon me, oh my God, I'm getting totally confused. Stephen Kuflick turns himself around and gets into the zone. The Cold Lake Ice control behind the net. Noah Cook, way deep. Kuflick covering off at the point. He may be the trigger man for a one-timer if Denny Quintal isn't available. Quintal giving chase, but he's got Aaron Gagne right on him. And oh, what a bruising effort by Denny Cantel to take Aaron Gagne out of the play. Questionable hit, but no call there. They're going to be offside at the line. And now things really seem to be heating up. I mean, it's only one goal, but you figure it gets up 3-4 the other way. It could turn ugly. It's Junior B Game 7 after all. It's been all or nothing on the line for 3 straight nights. I don't want to say I'm going to call a brawl, but hey, anything's possible in this series. Face off one back. It's over to Austin Power. Power and Bartman out there on the power play. So like I mentioned earlier, it's Bendel, Burak, Ori Wood line that needs to get something going to keep, actually it's the Gagne, Bork, and Cardinal Jackson line that would need to get something going, and we'll find out if they do. But also on the back end, it's the Power and Bartman line that need to get things going on the back end for the Cold Lake Ice. Penalty coming up. Colton Buckta will head to the box. Tripping minor against Colton Buckta, and we will have a minute 10 of power play time for the St. Paul Canadiens in 50 seconds when Ori Wood's minor is over. Now we skate 4-on-4. Really, we've seen a little bit of 4-on-4 between these teams, but not enough to say who 4-on-4 action favors. But when you've got Burak and Bendel up front, as the St. Paul Canadiens do, you may give them a little bit of an edge. Now it's Bendel behind the net, pressuring Austin Power. Burak right on him as well. It's back to the point. Nick Lawson fires the shot in. Right in front was Zach Bendel, an easy save for Nelson Sheeler. Over across, and Evan Fian makes the pass. But it's right on the stick of Nicholas Clausen, who fires the shot off the pad. Next shot comes in, blocked in front by Jake Bartman. If you're not going to get involved offensively, I guess you got to make that play defensively. And there's going to be a call. A boarding minor against, well, Braden Burak. So now, how about a little bit of this? We'll skate 4-on-3 in favor of the Cold Lake Ice for the next 16 seconds. Enough to win a face-off, move a puck, and get a shot. Or 2, or 3, depending on how they whack. Zachary and Kufflick out there for the ice. Greenwood and Cantel on the back end. It is Gagne and Lonsberry on the back end. We got 12 seconds to go in the 4-on-3 power play. Lots of ice out there. Shot in front. Puck bounces and no, kept in barely by Denny Cantel. Shot on net. And Cole Greenwood had lost his stick, looking for the high sticking call. And what pressure there on the Cold Lake Ice's behalf. But the 4-on-3 goes by the wayside. We skate 4-on-4 for the next 109. Penalties to Buckta and Burak. Ongoing. Savage takes a high stick. No call, so maybe retribution for the Cole Greenwood high stick. I don't know. Things going back and forth and really starting to heat up. Shot in front. Stopped by Allen. Twice over. Saves made the Cold Lake Ice even the shot department 27-27. And Devin Allen, a man possessed in this second period. 3-2 the score remains for the St. Paul Canadiens. 4:05 to go. Face off to the right of Allen. We continue to skate 4-on-4 for the next 52 seconds. Shot on, and Devin Allen the save. All right, another face-off. And it's up the boards to, well, that's Devlin Cardinal Jackson for the Canadiens. He'll fire the shot off the pad of Sheeler. And Sheeler makes the save. We'll have a little bit of a rub out there on Denny Cantel. And hold on. I've already got it. I may have said it personally as a message, a handshake and everything to Clint Cook. Clint Cook in the building from Cold Lake tonight. It's getting a request to give him a happy birthday. Give him a happy birthday handshake pregame, but there you go. You get the shout out on the Dolynny TV live stream of this Battle of Lakeland Game 7. Backhand forward win by, well, Tyrell Bork, and it'll be turned over again in the zone. Cardinal Jackson tries to dance Jean-Guy Beauvert, and Austin Power ends up with it behind his own net. Bartman and Power out there again on this 4-on-4, 21 seconds to go. Shane Whitney moving the puck ahead. Nicholas Clausen just stands right in the way and does his job effectively. Puck played down, 3:26 to go in the second period, which has saw the St. Paul Canadiens take a 3-2 lead. Now I'm not sure what's going on, maybe a little bit of a jostle battle. And it will be a hand pass, it looks like. So, well, you know, it's the Battle of Lakeland Game 7. And St. Paul wasn't going to go down without a fight in this period. And they certainly haven't. They even got it back even and then took the 3-2 lead. Cold Lake has not gone away either. Cold Lake's had some very good chances, but Devin Allen even better in net for the Canadiens so far in this period. Puck played up down the ice on the penalty kill now for the St. Paul Canadiens to Braden Burak. And it will be played up by Denny Quintal, skating through two guys on the power play for Cold Lake Ice. He's pressured off. There's the backhander on net. Shane Whitney can't jam it home. Jean-Guy Beauvert gets it up to Shane Whitney across Cole Greenwood. Greenwood, the shot blocked. And now it's a chance for Ori Wood if he can get the wheels going. Ori Wood in alone on Nelson Schiller. A shot backhand save. Schiller! What a chance for Ori Wood, but an even better save. Zach Bendel looking for Ori Wood. We're going back and forth, and that was on a penalty kill, if you can believe it. Now the top line out there for the Canadiens after Braden Burak gets back on the ice. Following the penalty kill by the St. Paul Canadiens, Alex Savage dances in, falls to a knee. Savage cuts back, but Cole Greenwood shuts him off completely. Puck played out into the neutral ice. Bailey Lonsberry fires it down. And it's into the zone. Kyle Crawford gives chase. He gets taken out by Cole Greenwood. And the physicality really picking up here in Game 7. Cameron Potter cycles it back to Braden Burak as you can hear the calls for the cycle. Kyle Crawford just barely missed one. Nelson Schiller gets the stick. I don't think he intended to bat it right back to himself, but the way that puck spun, it ended up right back in his glove. 1:48 to go. The St. Paul Canadiens all of a sudden in the last 35 seconds, all the pressure in the world on Nelson Schiller. Wow. I could use a break. We'll get one in a minute 48. Kyle Crawford against Jonah Henderson in the face-off dot. Henderson now has Bebo and Howitt on his line, so not really too sure what head coach Scott Hood's doing other than mixing up lines, generating a little bit of different look, different offense maybe. Never know what's going to click in Game 7. Sean Green out there for the Canadiens. He gets it back to point. Jared Mallow skates open and fires the shot from the point. Jake Bartman fights off the man at the side of the net. That was Cameron Potter now along the end boards. It'll be along the far side wall in the neutral. Oh, no, in the middle ice, pardon me, but not into the neutral yet. Fired back down. Nelson Schiller plays it to his D-man, Jake Bartman. Bartman up the ice, out of the zone, all the way past into the Canadiens' end. Jared Mallow fires it back up to Cardinal Jackson, who leaves it there, but it's picked off by Jake Bartman, and Devin Allen tested but makes another save. Puck played across, Jared Mallow fires it up, and Tyrell Bork will go for a little bit of a skate. Cardinal Jackson fires a shot, and onto another stick of Jake Bartman. It's onto the stick of Donovan Bebo, and they're in flight. Stephen Kuflick out there now joining the rush. Bray Howitt, the hip check on Aaron Gagne. A line was changing, so that man-to-man was not there for the Cold Lake Ice. Shot on by Tyrell Bork. We have 23.6 seconds go in this second period. And what a period it's been, I must say. I'm exhausted. But hey, 7-9, you got to think that's going to be the scenario. Face-off, Colton Buckta loses it. That was, once again, Braden Burak winning a huge face-off for the St. Paul Canadiens. I almost feel like every time the St. Paul Canadiens win a face-off, I don't even have to mention it. It's Burak shot from the point, Lonsberry into the glove of Schiller. We got a face-off with 11.4 seconds to go. All right, Colton Buckta against Braden Burak. Once again. What will be the outcome this time? We'll find out as Buckta ties it up, and it'll be flipped up and out of the zone. Bailey Lonsberry sees it go off the dashboards and was fooled. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. We're out of the period. It's a 3-2 lead for the St. Paul Canadiens after 2 periods of play here at the Canadiens Arena in Game 7. 32-29, the shots favor the Canadiens. We'll catch you hopefully sometime in the second period intermission. 15 minutes to go before we're back to action at the Canadiens Arena in St. Paul. I'm Tyson Dolynny, joining me alongside on Dolynny TV. Thank you for tuning in. Wow, we're back at the Clancy Richard Arena in St. Paul. I'm Tyson Dolynny, joining you alongside for period number 3. I've got this weird pain all over my body. I'm not sure what to describe it as, other than probably a lot of stress that comes with Game 7 and a 1-goal difference heading into the 3rd period. If I want to take another guess on what the weird pain in my body is tonight, I'd say my stomach's somewhere probably a lot higher than it should be, the way it's going tonight. I'm live, Mason. Let me tell everyone hi.
Hey everyone.
There we go. So that's Mason Coles joining us in the broadcast booth. As he did last night, he'll take a sit on my lap. Hold on, don't get too comfy. I'm gonna have to stand up right away here, Mason. A minute to go before the boys hit the ice. I'm taking every second I can to sit down and relax, because right now, we're in for a finish. Tyler says hi. Okay. And here we go. 36 seconds. Cold Lake Ice hit the rink. 32-29. The shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens. But Cold Lake Ice did an incredible job fighting back in that 2nd period. All right, Mason, I'm going to get you off, and we're going to stand up and get ready to call this 3rd period. Are we ready for it? Crew? Are we ready for the 3rd? Everybody nods along and the camera falls asleep. Now we're ready. You betcha. All right, here we go. Here come the St. Paul Canadiens. What do you do, Mason? The ref's chatting it up with Nelson Sheeler. Sometimes you gotta wonder where the camera's going before you know what's up. And here come the St. Paul Canadiens. They're going to feel them hitting the ice as well. There we go. All right. All right, Mason, hand it back to Larissa. And we're back, ready to go. Oh, keep it light. That's what Mason's best at for me. 99 back in the live stream. Are you ready for it? I'm about as ready as I'll ever be. That being not at all. The smell of poutine fills the air. I don't know. I stand there on the debate if you want to ask me. Bendel, Burak, Wood against Henderson, Thackeray, and Kufflick. The face-off won by the St. Paul Canadiens. They'll play it up into the neutral ice where Noah Cook, who has not been as, I'd say, noticeable as he was in past few games, out there plays the puck. The tide could change. Last time I said that, Ori Wood was snake-bitten in Game 6 and he scored a goal. Noah Cook cuts back behind his own net, looking just for somebody to pass to get it out of the zone. The Cold Lake Ice kind of hemmed in now. Alex Savage carries in. Cook blows the tire, that allows, and a shot. Savage goes down. I just saw the tail end of that play. And we're back the other way. Scott Thackeray skates it 3-on-2 for the Cold Lake Ice. Thackeray cuts into the net, shoots, scores, but it's waved off immediately. Goalie interference, and I think we're going to have a penalty to Stephen Kufflick. That play developed really quick. All of a sudden, there was a chance on net, and then a guy went down. And I don't know, are we going to send anybody to the box here? We're going to send Stephen Kufflick for 2 minutes. This could be the game changer. A chance for the Cold Lake Ice. Sees them take a goaltender interference penalty. And restart the period pretty much 42 seconds in on a St. Paul Canadiens power play on the minors of the Cold Lake Ice. The momentum seems to swing in favor of St. Paul. We'll hold on the line to see if it does. Colton Buckner, Jean-Guy Vauvert, the penalty killers up front. Braden Burak, obviously Devin Cardinal Jackson, and Zach Bendel, the other two for the St. Paul Canadiens. It's chipped out, and Colton Buckta had a momentary chance to chip it ahead for Jean-Guy Boisvert, but had to play a conservative on the penalty kill. Boisvert will fire it down off just near the ref at the line, and it will be down to Devin Allen.
2 minutes for interference.
So they're giving it a straight up interference penalty to Stephen Kufflick. Looked more like goaltender interference, but that's all right. They'll be fine with calling him into the box either way. The St. Paul Canadiens will to go on the power play. Bailey Lonsberry dishes it off. He'll go into the corner. Cardinal Jackson in front, the big body. I was joking with him in the intermission, talking to him outside the dressing room. Man, you look big in person, but then you throw you on skates and put you on a camera, even bigger, eh? As we go down the ice, Alex Savage in the neutral. He'll carry it in on this St. Paul Canadiens power play. Bendel back to Burak. Burak fires it wide on the poke check from Jean-Guy Boisvert. A minute to go in the minor to Stephen Kufflick. Canadiens control behind the net. Asks Savage wide open at the point. So is Lonsberry. Buckta watching the situation carefully, and Jean-Guy Boisvert gets rocked off the puck. Buckta had a moment to get the puck deep, but as Savage bounces him off it. Now, smart play by Jean-Guy Boisvert to lose his stick, so he didn't take the trip and call. Zach Bendel shimmy shakes off Austin Power, and he'll look to set up the attack with 27 seconds to go. Cole McIsaac keeps it in. Jared Mello fires the shot, bouncer in front, and off of Cole Greenwood, and then off Austin Power. It's back to Bendel, McIsaac. They play pitch and catch. Now it's directed on net, easy save for Nelson Sheeler, saw it all the way, and it's down the ice. The penalty will expire before the Canadiens can get back into the offensive zone, most likely. Cole McIsaac behind his own net, 4, 3, 2, 1, left in the penalty. And now, looks like Tyrell Bork's gonna take a 2-minute interference call, so right there, you go on the power play, you give up a penalty. Momentum swings the other way now. Okay, so who comes out for the Cold Lake Ice? Well, Stephen Kufflick just sat for a whole 2 minutes. He should be well rested. Jonah Henderson and Scott Thackeray have also sat for a long time, so they should be well rested in turn. Bailey Lonsberry off the face-off win will get it out of the zone up the ice, and Ori Wood carries it in on a bounce, and Ori Wood cannot get it past Noah Cook and Nelson Sheeler. Cook turns it back the other way. The camera falls asleep, but we're only in the neutral. We go through and down the ice. Scott Thackeray in on net. Can't get it through. Stephen Kufflick battling there along the end boards. He's got 3 Cold Lake Ice stackers, similar to what happened in St. Paul, or in Cold Lake last night when St. Paul had the empty net. Denny Quintel gets it, turns it over, and Stephen Kufflick keeps it alive with 1:23 to go in the penalty to Tyrell Bork of the St. Paul Canadiens. Denny Quintel will go cross slot. There's a shot. Scores! Stephen Kufflick puts it home. We are tied. Woo! Okay. Keep it going out there. Well, the boys do. I don't think I've seen a more back and forth series since I was 16 years old. And even then, a long time ago, it seemed impossible to ever recreate that. And here we have 3-3, 16:31 to go in this third period. Will we be tied for the rest of the period? Will we be tied momentarily? Or will we be tied to the last minute? We will find out. 3 guys go down. That was Blomberg, Whitney, and another. Bray Howitt, the shot on net, scramble in front of the net, and nobody can find it. Jammed away. Jean-Guy Boisvert couldn't get it through on the backhand. Canadiens clear into the corner. Alex Savage chips it up. Peter Blomberg can't really get his skates going. They'll be down. Stopped by Austin Power. Jean-Guy Boisvert all of a sudden a little bit extra jump in his step. Bray Howitt trying to direct it on net. Kyle Crawford steers clear of danger. Cameron Potter gets to the line but kept in by Jake Bartman. Howitt can't play it off the back of the net properly. Greg Schulteis takes a check. Fired in by Bartman. Side of the net. Whitney fans. Cole McIsaac. Fired out. And pardon me, I've been saying all night that number 3 for the Cold Lake Ice is Noah Cook. It's actually number 3, Chase Prowl, if I'm not mistaken, according to the game sheet. So pardon me, I apologize to the Prowl family. That's on me. I did not check the game sheet tonight. And it's Chase Prowl in on the back end for the Cold Lake Ice tonight. All right, I own my mistakes. 15:35 to go in this third period, 3-3 between the Cold Lake Ice and St. Paul Canadiens now. Do you believe what's happening in this series the last 3 games? Well, you're doing a heck of a lot better than I am. Ori Wood in on the charge. He'll dance around Landon Brockhoff, dish in front, and he had Burak in front. Nelson Sheeler on the scramble makes the save. I could use a sit down for a second. I'm going to just rely on it. All right. Face off to the right to Nelson Schiller, where so many face-offs in that second period came against Devin Allen. I don't even have an idea how to stay sane through the rest of this way, but we'll go. I'll keep talking, you guys keep watching, and we'll see how this one finishes. 3-3, 15 minutes left in regulation, if that's where we're going to end it, or if we're going to overtime. We'll find out if we have some free hockey for the second night in a row at the second game in a row at the Clarence Bouchard Arena, third night in a row total. Braden Burak turns it back in his own zone. He's going to dance around Evan Feehan and get on going. He's got Chase Prowl. Prowl stands him up. That's a tough task for Chase Prowl, who much bigger. Braden Burak, much more experienced as well. Knows how to dance off those not too hard. Big check for the Canadiens. They get the bench going. 14:30 to go as we watch the clock ever so more. Puck played into the far side corner in the Cold Lake zone. Really chipped up by Denny Cantel. Evan Feehan fires it out, and Alex Savage gets going down the ice. And that's not what he was hoping for on that play. Donovan Bebo does a solid effort checking in the neutral zone. Jonah Henderson looks to come out strong. He'll get it across, then Scott Thackeray and Austin Power miscommunicate, but get it deep into the Canadiens' territory. As Savage throws a check about 3 feet away from the puck, shot from the point, bounced in front off the stick of Thackeray, but way wide. Henderson just able to battle Asta Savage all the way down to the ice. Everybody doing as much as they can to take the opposing team out of the play. We'll have a whistle. Cardinal Jackson meets it up with Jake Bartman. And it will be Jonah Henderson actually getting a penalty. I didn't see the back referee had his arm up for the play on Alex Savage, so that's on me. Guys, not as sharp as they were in games 2 and 3. And we have 13:44 to go in a 3-3 game. A power play for the St. Paul Canadiens. Power plays have tired out some legs in this third period. Jean-Guy Boisvert away on a shorthanded chance. Good back check, stick check by Alex Savage to pickpocket Jean-Guy Boisvert on a sure break. Boisvert gets it out just across the line, but enough to turn the Canadiens back momentarily. Puck fired in by Savage. And Bartman will carry it up, fired all the way down the ice. Allen has to make the save. Steady Eddie back there for the St. Paul Canadiens. Bailey Lonsberry. He'll wait it out, go up the ice and find Zach Bendel. Bendel going up and turning through the neutral, churning now. It was just a turn at first, now a churn. And into the corner they go. Now played up. Bork, who took the penalty earlier. He will play pitch and catch with Alex Savage. Puck double hops Savage and out of the zone. So just like that, the St. Paul Canadiens attack goes by the wayside, but the Cold Lake Ice are right back to the defense. Nelson Schiller the save, battle in front, chipped up and out of play. Thankfully in the NEAJBHL for the Cold Lake Ice, that is not a penalty when you play it up and out of play without contact along the glass or another stick. Whew. Okay, take a breath of water. 12:30 to go, 44 seconds to go in the penalty to Jonah Henderson. Henderson has played a lot of offense this series and hasn't taken too many penalties. Now a timely one here if the St. Paul Canadiens can capitalize and make it a 4-3 game. Alex Savage walks it up and he will go down to Braden Burak at the point. Savage now all the way at the end boards. They are looking to set up that feed right out Chase Prowl. battles ass Savage right to the ground. Probably doing a fantastic job. He gets dumped now. And now it's about setting up an attack like regular for the St. Paul Canadiens. Fanned on it. And Colton Buckta just throws off Alex Savage. The penalty expiring to Jonah Henderson. He is out of the box. Canadiens enter the zone. Is fired down. It will be an icing. Call it back. And they're going to get all the players back on the ice for the Cold Lake side. 11:38 to go in this third period. The shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens narrowly, 35-34. I don't know. We got a good one on our hands. I thought last night was good. This one is true desperation hockey. St. Paul didn't have to play desperation hockey last night. Now, all of a sudden, in the third period, tied 3-3, they do. The puck along that side I can't see. Played out into the neutral, the St. Paul Canadiens control. Kyle Crawford fires it down. He's had a couple good whacks tonight, but can't seem to buy anything too overwhelming. As Buckta sees it hop all over top of green stick, he'll chip it in off the defender. Back and Kyle Crawford almost bothered it up in the neutral zone. Buckta turns it back, and he will go off for a change for Thackeray, Howitt, and Beauvais line that I was talking about earlier. I had to double check who was on the ice for the Cold Lake ice. Potter, Crawford, and Green will take an icing. Now, all right. Hold on. Number 3 for the ice is Noah Cook. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, number 3 is Noah Cook.
All right, I've been corrected twice now. Pardon me, as it's been that kind of night here in Cold Lake. Thanks, Brandon, for chiming in and getting me going. Appreciate the double check. So I thought I was wrong, but it is Noah Cook. I don't know. So Noah Cook's had some good battles with Alex Savage tonight. Shane Whitney off the face-off win in the Canadian zone. They've got the Canadiens' fourth line, quote-unquote, trapped in. And they are still not able to get out for a change. Maybe now. Two guys will go off, but Cameron Potter still out there for the Canadiens. Bobbled off. Jean-Guy Beauvais looking to gather it up. It's back to the point. Denny Cantel will fire it in. Shot over top of the net. Very high riser. Jean-Guy Beauvais gets it in onto the corner. He'll chip in front. Oh, Bray Howitt. How many of those has he missed this series? Denny Cantel gets it into the corner for Bray Howitt. He's got the battle against Jared Mallow. Not a usual battle in the Battle of Lakeland because, well, Bray Howitt is normally a defenseman. He's been tested at forward this season, changing up his junior career a little bit. Devin Allen will not freeze that puck. 9:56 to go in this third period. Fired down, tipped, and out of play. Media timeout. I'm going to sit down. We hit the 2-hour mark of the live stream. Like you see on the clock right there, 9:48 to play in this third period. We are tied 3-3. This series will probably go down as the day I lose my voice. For the millionth time that it would be, but that's fine, as I remember them all very clearly. Take a breather, all the boys are, so I might as well too. 35-34, the shots favor the St. Paul Canadiens. All right, we're back to action. As Bryce Schultheis lines up against Braden Burak outside of the Canadian zone. Burak wins it easily. Gurlikson can't forecheck enough. Bendel will get it up to Burak, who's absolutely leveled by Brandon Brockhoff, and now the gloves exchange. And Brockhoff will take on Bendel and Burak at the same time. You could have felt maybe there was going to be something there if Burak hadn't took that one wild glove punch. Now you hear it in the building. The Cold Lake fans get the excitement. The Canadiens, well, maybe you take that as a sleight of hand and get a little bit more riled up to get that next goal. Well, it's been said in the chat, I don't want to say it myself, but what a game. We've seen a little bit of everything out of the Battle of Lakeland, and it only gets better as time goes on. It's like a fine wine. Jake Bartman can't get it going. out of the zone, so the Canadiens continue to stay in. Peter Blomberg out there for the Canadiens. He's been used sparingly, as has both of the bottom pair lines for Canadiens up front. Shot on net, off the glove of Sheeler. It's Burak and Lonsberry out there. Clausen is the other defenseman, just checking. Burak has played defense previously. Donovan Bibo will go into the battle. He'll go against Evan Feehan and Braden Burak. Burak plays it right up and out. And we'll have a face-off in the Canadian zone. 9:01 to go in this third period. Shots have stayed steady for probably the best of the past 6 minutes. Really not too much of a difference so far. Face-off, scrambled, and whistled down. We got a 3-3 score. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say 33 for some odd reason. Tyrell Bork scrambles it up after he had to go in and take it up. He looks a little shaken up. He'll get up and skate with Alex Savage. Devin Cardinal Jackson and Aaron Gagne. Nice move by Savage. He'll chip it along to Devin Cardinal. Noah Cook out there standing for the Cold Lake ice. Just waiting for the puck to come his way, but instead it's in neutral ice where Tyrell Bork will maybe turn it over, but Jared Mallow able to get it off the stick of Bray Howard out to an open wing Shane Witt. Jean-Guy Beauvert unable to chance it down, and Bray Howard throws the hit on Cardinal Jackson. They're about the same stature and same size. Noah Cook battles it off, and will turn back in his own zone. Cold Lake ice looking for that next one like they did the other night. Well, last night in Cold Lake, and the St. Paul Canadiens doing the exact same thing. The St. Paul Canadiens held the 3-2 lead coming into the period, but it got tied up rather quickly. Battle along and boards, and it's out to blue line. Bailey Lonsberry fires the shot, glove save, Nelson Sheeler. 7:42 to go, and I've got to conserve every last effort I have in my voice in case we go to overtime. Kyle Crawford turns it back, and it's Cameron Carr and Kyle Crawford in on a chance. Crawford fires it up over top of the net, and it'll be all the way back around behind the net of Devin Allen. Bailey Lonsberry picks it up there. 7:20 to go in this third period. Puck fired directly up, it misses Braden Burak, and it will be an icing. So a risky play, but a smart play for the St. Paul Canadiens late in this Game 7 Battle of Lakeland first round NEAJBHL playoff series. Ethan LaRock, Bryce Schulteis, Curtis Phillipson. You talk about conserving effort, why not get the grinders, the bangers, and the guys who made it happen a little bit last game out there to get this third period riled up a little bit more for the Cold Lake Ice. The big line, well, actually Kyle Crawford's still out there for the St. Paul Canadiens, so is Tanner Carr, so maybe not. The big line that I was thinking was Ethan LaRock in the slot all time to shoot into the midsection of Devin Allen. Allen once again, steady as steady does. Sorry about the camera there, almost lost it, we're good. We'll be fine. 6:52 to go. Shots are 36-35 for the St. Paul Canadiens. How about Colton Buckta against Braden Burak? Buckta hasn't had much luck tonight against him, but there's a face-off win for Burak. That gets turned over. Bevo fires a shot. Really no hope on that backhand. Could have generated something coming around the other side. Buckta's there to try and do that. Turned out, and the Canadiens start the other way. It's Ori Wood and Zach Bendel. Ori Wood cutting into the slot. Chance gets pushed off into the corner, and the Cold Lake Ice will carry it the other way. It's Bebo, Feehan, and Buckta. Buckta gets around, lost it in his skates. Bendel trying to get it out. He will. Denny Cantel trying to make sure he gets back defensively. Zach Bendel cuts in. He'll fire it off of, well, the pad of Nelson Sheeler. And it goes back into that corner. There's Braden Burak all time to shoot. He sees it go by the wayside. Now Bebo up with Noah Cook in the rush. Bebo looking for a chance. He'll fire the shot into the midsection of Devin Allen after it hit his glove. What a back and forth battle in this third period. 5:58 to go. Jean-Guy Beauvert against Tyrell Bork. Jared Mallow pushed back, shot by Bray Howick, and we have another face-off right in that exact same spot. Don't worry about it. We're right back where we began. We're right back where we began with that face-off. Jean-Guy Boisvert against Tyrell Bork once again. Jared Mallow gets pushed back again. All right, similar situation. Jake Bartman this time firing the shot. It's on the stick of Devin Cardinal Jackson. He'll work it back. Cardinal Jackson fires it wide of the net. Nelson Schiller sees it go past his glove. Puck played out into neutral ice. Jean-Guy Beauvert's got Jared Mallow chasing him. He cuts back, fires the shot. It's in on net, and Devin Allen will cover on the deflection. 5:36 to go in this third period. 38-36, the Cold Lake Ice take the shot edge. Henderson against Crawford. Cameron Potter out there as well as, well, Sean Green. Scott Thackeray fires the shot. It's battled into the corner off the blocker of Devin Allen. Jonah Henderson fires it in, and it's kept in at the blue line, now pushed out. No, that is as close to being offside as he can get, but it's onside. It's Cold Lake Ice touch it here in the zone, but they will get it up to Sean Green. Pardon me, I was going to say Sean Green, and I don't know why. It's going that fast out there right now. You'd think after 7 games in 9 nights, these boys would have nothing left in the tank. They have everything they can play for. Tied 3-3 with less than 5 minutes to go. 4:56 in this third period. Puck played up, shot on net by Power. He misses wide. Colton Buckta gives chase against Bailey Lonsberry. That battle doesn't work. It's up to Donovan Bebo in the slot. He'll go back to Austin Power. Power fires the shot right into the midsection of Devin Allen. Once again, Steady Eddie making the save. 4:42 to go. 2 water bottles left. You believe what you're saying? Because I don't. Colton Buckta loses the face-off once again to Braden Burak. It's been a theme tonight. Burak can't control it. It's going to go down for an icing. All right. Let's reset in the St. Paul zone once again. 4:32 to go. Face-off to the left of Devin Allen, who's taken an absolute breather. He seems to be laser focused, as he'd call it, lasered in. Or he would. Fires it back to his defenseman, Jared Mallow, who gives to Alex Savage. 4:20 to go in this third period. It's up to Zach Bendel. Down the ice, and Jake Bartman gives it goes. And he's looking for somebody to give it to. How about No Cook? No Cook goes up to Colton Buckta. Buckta will turn around on the line, and nothing going there. So the puck comes down the ice, and it's Ori Wood with the fake clapper. Now the shot on net almost gets past Nelson Schiller, who shakes his head and lets it go by. The 50-50 has been drawn. We'll find out which lucky fan takes home what tonight. As Ori Wood in his own zone, got all kinds of speed still, and there's 3:40 to go in this third period. Overtime, you got to sniff it now, or a last-second goal that breaks the season for one team and makes a second-round appearance for the second. We'll find out. Shane Whitney battle out along the boards. Alex Savage jamming it back into the Cold Lake Ice zone. It's played by Nelson Schiller. Schiller leaves it there for his defenseman, Denny Kentel. Forward into neutral, played off the stick of Alex Savage. It'll go on. Jean-Guy Boisvert got there first. Boisvert goes across it, misses the stick of Cole Greenwood back into his own end, Denny Kentel. Kentel back up, gives it to Shane Whitney. It bounces off the referee's leg and into the neutral. Denny Kentel carrying it. He's still got it, a little bit offside, and they will indeed whistle it down now. 2 guys going off on Denny Kentel with the cross checks. Tyrell Bork's got to be careful not to take a penalty. 3-3. We sit with 2:49 to go in this third period. Shots are absolutely astronomical. It's unreal. I have not seen anything like this or this series so far. I mean, one team's done it well, but now 2:49. The shots favor Cold Lake 40-37. Face-off win by the St. Paul Canadiens. And it's fired up. $560 in St. Paul for the crowd gathered here tonight. And no 50-50 sales going through the stands. Very good night on the 50-50 for Game 7. Boston Power fires it across. It's tipped in. Nick Clausen almost gave it right onto the stick of Stephen Kufflick. We got 2:21 to go in this third period. I'm losing my marbles. Jake Bartman at the point, plays it down to Stephen Kufflick. Kufflick gets taken out, and it's Jonah Henderson. Henderson will lose it there to Devin Cardinal Jackson. It's fired back to the point. It goes past Jake Bartman down to Nelson Sheeler. The minutes tick down, the seconds go faster. Scott Thackeray down the line to Devin Allen. Now Colton Buckner gives chase. It's Feehan, Bevo, and Bucked out there. Who else for the Cold Lake Ice, and who else for the St. Paul Canadiens? I don't even need to mention when it's the Buckner, Bevo, and Feehan line. Bendel, Burak, and Wood out there for this next upcoming face-off. So, well, I think we all hurt right now. It's played back to the point, and it's lost there. It's given chase into the same Cold Lake zone. Nelson Schiller came out to play and left the cage way wide open for a long time. Noah Cook fires it up. It's back to the point. Jared Mallow, minute 30 left in the game. Puck goes skirting by the side of the net, and now Colton Buckner and Evan Feehan have a chance. It will be icing. Hey, minute 23 to go. It's been a heck of a period. I need to sit down for 2 seconds. I don't know how much more this game can get. It has been unreal. Absolutely astronomical effort from both sides in Game 7, 7 in 9 nights. Jared Mallow not being ushered off the ice. It's Bailey Lonsberry being ushered off. So it's Mallow and Savage at the point for the St. Paul Canadiens. We've got 38 of you watching. Apparently, I don't think that math is right. I feel like there's a lot more. But Burak waved out of the face-off dot. So it's Zach Bendel, and now Colton Buckner gets waved out. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Donovan Bevo. It's back up against backup in the face-off dot, and it's won back by the Cold Lake Ice. Zach Bendel does take draws occasionally on the penalty kill. Buckner gets going, and Donovan Bevo turns it over at the blue line. Zach Bendel and Devin Cardinal Jackson back the other way. Bendel and Bevo take each other out, and it's back to Alex Savage. 1 minute, 2 seconds remain in the third period of Game 7, tied 3-3 between the Cold Lake Ice and St. Paul Canadiens. Do you smell that overtime? Shot on net, Nelson Sheeler, the save. It's not even a question at these points. Both goalies, I don't think, are going to let it end in regulation. For the third night in a row, we sit 52 seconds away from overtime. I don't think. Timeout, St. Paul. I'll finish that thought. I don't think you could get treated to a better first round series in a 3-6 matchup in the NEAJBHL than you have this year. I'll sit down and kind of give you the explainer, precursor issues coming into this series. I arrived, final game of the season, in St. Paul. Lac La Biche was the visiting team that day. Talking to about 6 St. Paul fans, they said Cold Lake will give us the best run for our money any team could. And on the other side, Cold Lake said, man, we would love to play St. Paul. You would see the closest series of the first round. And that you have. The St. Paul Canadiens get credit for their hard work, but missing their captain, Dyson Roy, tonight has certainly hurt them, as it did in Game 6. Face-off won by the Cold Lake Ice. They look to alleviate the pressure. 48 seconds to go in this third period. It's played out, and Asa Savage fires it down the ice, back behind the cage of Nelson Sheeler. Jake Bartman moves it out. It'll be played, and Bailey Lonsberry gets the clapper. He misses wide of the net. Seconds to go in this third period of play. Nelson Sheeler looking to battle it off. It goes in front, misses. Zach Bendel's stick Now played down by Lonsberry to Bendel. Bendel has it kicked off and it's out into neutral ice. 24 seconds to go in this third period. 20 seconds to go offside. We have 19.9 seconds left in regulation in Game 7 of the Battle of the Lakeland. On Dolynny TV, I'm Tyson Olney, joining you alongside for the play-by-play of what has been even crazier than Game 6. 19.9 on the clock. Shot fired to the near side wall. Alex Savage carries it in for the St. Paul Canadiens. It's turned back by the Cold Lake Ice. Sean Guy Beauvert taking a chance. Offside, Cold Lake Ice are one last chance for the St. Paul Canadiens. Zach Bendel gets taken out. 4, 3, 2, 1 into the corner. We are going overtime. Oh man! Let's go. 3-3 at the end of regulation. The Cold Lake Ice do the improbable as the St. Paul Canadiens did last night. Tie it up in the third period, and we will head on out to overtime. Now, I don't get much of a chance here, but I will step aside for a few seconds, and we'll live to see another day in this series. That day is overtime, sudden death, next goal wins. I'm going to leave you on the scoreboard instead of the waiting screen, as you can watch the seconds tick down before we come back live. Breath in, breath out. For the third straight night in the Battle of Lakeland, for the final time this series, we go to overtime. All I can do is giggle. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing to tell you otherwise, because it has been that kind of series where no matter what, you don't know what's going to happen. So, Domster, I can't say either way because both of these teams are my team. That's the beauty of this series. I've been able to call it right down the middle. At times when one team's down, I might be cheering a little bit hard for them to get back into it, but, you know. All right. We shall get going. Sorry, there we go. We had a momentarily lag in the stream for some odd reason. Pardon us. We're back to action here at the Clarence Richard Arena. And, man, I'm going to try my best to keep you guys going through this overtime, but I may at one point just turn it over to the crowd to carry it home. That's the Cold Lake contingent getting their boys on the ice. The St. Paul Canadiens coaching staff has hit the bench. 46 seconds remain. The Cold Lake ice, obviously very clear message in the dressing room. Get out on the ice and go. So now, we see what both teams have. The St. Paul Canadiens are out there. They're going to be ahead of things. Both teams a little bit early getting on the ice. They do not want this game to go too much longer. Next goal advances one team and ends one season. You're watching the Battle of Lakeland on Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson Only, bringing you the play-by-play action from the Clarence Richard Arena in St. Paul. Shots after regulation are 40-38 for the Cold Lake ice. So here we go. I got nothing. Got nothing to contribute other than play-by-play call. I will hopefully end this series. Jonah Henderson against Braden Burak. Henderson pushes it forward. Stephen Kuflick tries to jam it in. The Canadiens start the other way. It's Ori Wood dumping it into the corner. Nelson Sheeler out to play it in overtime. Puck goes around. That's Noah Cook seeing it. Actually, sorry, Scott Thackeray. Puck deflects. Ori Wood almost had the tip in for the game-winning goal. Puck down the ice to Jonah Henderson. It is ruled offside, and then now Stowers stands up Henderson. 19:39. We've only lost 21 seconds of this overtime period. Okay. That was a little bit of quick pace for 21 seconds. A good chance, and then almost another chance at the other end, but now a face-off to the left of Nelson Sheeler. Burak versus Bukta. Bukta actually wins one for a change. Feehan will go across to Donovan Bebo. It's up into the Canadian zone. Bebo back, shoots it across. Bukta can't get it in the slot. It's back to Jake Bartman. He fires one deflected, but this time it doesn't find the back of the net like in Game 5. Back the other way, Ori Wood, fans on the shot, but that may work in his favor. Zach Bendel cuts back in. He's got a wide open drive to the net. He will pass it off to Braden Burak. Burak hesitates, goes. He's got Sheeler chasing him. Shot twice, shot three times. Oh, what a chance for Braden Burak. Bailey Lonsberry chips it back into the far corner in the Cold Lake zone. Austin Power up the boards. It's up to Braden Burak. Oh man, I can't even make a word when I say Braden Burak's name. Austin Power up the boards along to Donovan Bebo. Evan Feehan, the legs are pumping faster than they have all game for both sides. Bailey Lonsberry up the boards to Tyrell Bork. A change for the Canadiens. It's Burak off and Cardinal Jackson on. So it's Bork, Gagne in. Cardinal Jackson, the de facto second line in this game. It's up the boards and Shane Whitney gives chase for the Cold Lake ice. It's Whitney, Howitt, and Beauvert, the original second line or third line or whatever you want to call it for Cold Lake ice this game. They don't really have lines other than a distinct grinding line in Bryce Schulteis, Curtis Gullickson, and Ethan Rock. Shane Whitney battles there, takes a hard hit and falls down. Race for the puck. Aaron Gagne takes a seat and into the boards. Howitt gives and goes to Jean-Guy Boisvert, who's cutting up the ice. He's stopped back. 18 minutes exactly to go in this overtime period. It's turned around. The St. Paul Canadiens should glove save Nelson Sheeler. End to end, we go in overtime. And if you got it, it's a 3-2 game for the Oilers. It don't matter, it's 3-3 here. That's what we've got to focus on now. Jonah Henderson against Kyle Crawford in the face-off dot. A shot on net by Sean Green. Jake Bartman fires it up, and Scott Thackeray goes across to Jonah Henderson and Sass Savage and Bailey Lonsberry back for the St. Paul Canadiens. Henderson can't win the battle against Asa Savage. The puck will go back into the corner. It's battling out. It's Henderson there for Cold Lake. Stephen Kuflick shoots, scores! Stephen Kuflick over deflection! The Cold Lake Ice complete the upset. They will go to Wainwright to face the Wainwright Bisons. Devin Allen, for a third straight game in overtime, gets beat on a bad bounce. And the Cold Lake Ice do the absolute improbable and end the St. Paul Canadiens season in overtime. I don't think you could possibly at all count that as a possibility in that overtime. But the Cold Lake Ice do it again. Somehow, some way. So what comes next in this series? It's the final thing to do in a best of 7. When one team advances, the handshake line gets ready to go. So if you're just joining us now, the Cold Lake Ice advance to round 2, not even game whatever. It is going to the second round for the Cold Lake Ice. Handshakes between the St. Paul Canadiens and Cold Lake Ice here. An upset at the Clancy Richard Arena in overtime on a bounce off of the back of Devin Allen. Stephen Kuflick gets the goal, and the St. Paul Canadiens are done in the 2018 playoffs. The Cold Lake Ice are going on to play the Wainwright Bisons at a time to be determined sometime next week. At one end, a goalie absolutely elated at his effort in the series, even though despite giving up 12 goals in a total of 4 periods at one point. And then at the other end, Devin Allen, who played outstanding all game in all 3 games he played this series, loses it for a 3rd time in overtime. What a series, what an effort from both teams. The Battle of the Lakeland goes down to the final second in sudden death overtime. Stephen Kuflick gets the goal, and the Cold Lake Ice will send their fans off happy at Clancy Richard Arena. My pleasure to bring this update to you. The final time in Clancy Richard Arena in St. Paul after a 4-3 overtime victory for the Cold Lake Ice. I'm Tyson Olney. We'll carry off on the crowd noise.